been watching a whole bunch of near-death experience videos, and you know what? It don't even make no sense after a while. You know, I'm always trying to figure out what's going to happen after we pass away, and I think I can get a clue or something when I watch these videos, but I'm not really getting too much of a clue. I'm just getting, like, the only similarities that I've seen is that there's a tether cord to us. Our spirit is tethered like a tether ball to source. And the popping out of the body, being in a black void. That's it. Everything else is totally different. Everybody else is having a totally different near-death experience. And how can that be so? Is it based off of your deeds and what you do and what you don't do? All that I know is it's hard to take these at face value because they're so different. You think that when a majority of people pass away or they're having their NDE, that similarities will pop up beyond just a tether cord, an ethereal tether cord. That's not good enough. That ain't good enough. I need more than that. I need to know what's going to happen. I keep hearing the most bizarre things. I keep hearing people are being covered in black matter and their whole face, they turn into a black blob for 5 minutes, and then they end up going to heaven, a heavenly realm, that they get shot up into the sun. That the sun has architecture on it and peaks and valleys, and there's lava flowing off of them, and there's golden mansions up there, or I'll hear that people are sucked into a vortex and transported. But you know, it just don't make no sense to me. What is this based off of? Karma? How well we deal with people's bullshit here? What am I supposed to do to get the magical pony ride? Because I want the pony ride. Oh yeah, I want the pony ride, all right. You know, one can only take so much. Like, what am I doing right now? Honestly. What am I honestly doing? I'm riding in a car on a floating sphere. What am I doing? What a waste of time. What a waste of energy. Coming home from wage slavery. It's ridiculous. There's no end in sight. Why would any of us do something that doesn't have a conclusion? I said it before, I'll say it again. I hate doing things that don't have a conclusion. And then when I look over at people, they all have this serious look on their face like this. Like, where are you going? What the fuck? Everybody's racing home just to, or racing somewhere just to sit down and just look at their hands. Or to press some buttons. This is retarded. There's got to be more to life than this. There's got to be more to it. Shit is wild. It's wildly unappealing. dodging traffic, almost getting into a car accident every single day. To what end? You know, the manifestation before me, look. This manifestation before me, I think to myself, this probably ain't even real. I bet you I'm in a cave somewhere and that there's some black dimensional liquid on the ground or something. And I bet you it's simulating all of this. I bet you that I'm not even here driving this car. I bet you that this is an illusion. And I'm actually stationary somewhere. And I'm being tortured. I bet you I'm being tortured by a celestial force. I bet you the trees passing me right now, I bet you it's a fucking fabrication of an entity's will. That's a dangerous thought. But look at it. Why would I want to bring children to a place where the road stretches out forever? Where you have to drive hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles to get to point A to point B. Why? This is ridiculous. You know what else is ridiculous? Every second that passes is the past. So I'm living in the past right now. Even as I speak, I'm constantly living in the past. It's not the future, it's the past because it already happened. After each syllable that I utter out of my mouth, it is already happening. It's already happened. Now that's wild. I'm living in the past. For me to be living in the future, I would have to have time jumped a minute ahead of whatever second is passing. That way I can say that I'm in the future. But technically, I'm in the past. Maybe I've overanalyzed it all. You know, I did DMT a long time ago. And the biggest lesson that I learned from DMT is to give in and to accept it. And if you don't accept it, it fights against you and you start having a bad trip. But when you give in to it and just let it go and let it do what it wants to do, everything flows. And you know, I've tried to practice that in my life. But that's not the answer neither, because it doesn't matter whether you give in or don't you don't give in. It's gonna do what it wants to do anyways. Like, I just passed a homeless guy on the street. I've said it before in my videos, but how is a white guy gonna be homeless when white people own the whole world? But hey, I can't just stop at that thought. Maybe he just made bad choices and didn't utilize his opportunities. But I know damn well if I was in Wakanda, you wouldn't catch me on the street homeless. I would utilize my opportunities. I would level up. I don't know, but most people on the street are mentally challenged. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's not a skin color thing. Maybe it's an integrity thing. But it does beg the question. You know, this has got to end. The ridiculousness, the implications of everything is just too much to handle. I mean, If it's not one thing, it's another. I mean, I'm in Groundhog's Day. It's repeating over and over and over again. I mean, like, what am I supposed to do here? Where's the magical portal? Because I've got to get out. I've got to get out. Y'all can stay. You can stay here. It's okay. Stay. But me? Nah, man. Weird ass shit. People tripping in the road. Pulling up to the same creepy places. To what end? You know, like I always say, the fact that this place had the audacity to manifest my loved ones here, to make it so that I have to stay, to guilt trip me into continuing, diabolical. You've got to go insane to live past the age of 25 and not trip. Stay hard. Stay strong.